Okie day. I got plenty of problems with this. Well, I mean, she didn't say anything about the staff, but I feel like the staff's a thing. Anyway, she called out to Mystic Maya, but she didn't say anything about the fact that they might have had a conversation with each other. So you waited until everything was over before making a move.
No, it's not like that.
Uh-huh. She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. It's not surprising that she was a little timid.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching lawyers argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless that I just sit quietly and wait for them to reach a conclusion.
Isn't it your job as the judge to mediate the argument?
It wasn't until Mystic Maya saw me that it finally dawned on me, on her, what she had done.
Okay, so she did it and then went, I killed someone. Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. So then you knew. You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey.
Yes, of course I did.
That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position.
Anyway, she was a very special person indeed.
Okay. So I removed the body from the inner temple myself. Okay. Why did you do that?
Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected of any way. I thought the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene.
You moved her body all by yourself?
Yes, I did. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow.
The snow, huh? Well, I mean, we know that it stopped snowing by the time this all happened, right? Or maybe? When was the murder again? I'm forgetting when the murder took place as opposed to when the freaking fire started. Anyway, she dragged it all the way across the bridge. Press it. It's pretty amazing you could make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge.
It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
It's like they say. Oh, sorry. It's like they say. Idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold. But there's one other thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River? It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple.
I thought that it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
That's not far! You took it like 10 minutes away, that's not far! Huh. Makes perfect sense to me. For the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge?
Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to the Hazakura Temple and...
Oh wait, sorry. I meant to... Let me press on that one as well. The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
Huh, this is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details? I mean, I don't see why not. Let's ask about both. Let me hear more about this snowmobile ride.
Well, it was very cold that night, so I rode it all the way to the foot of the bridge.
Objection!
Okay. I'm sorry, witness, but now I've got a problem with your testimony. Wait, what?
Excuse me?
Godot, what are you up to now? That night, after the head nun left the remainder of the training to you, she said she walked from the inner temple back to Hazakura Temple.
Yes, I'm fairly certain that's what the record indicates.
Let's recall her comments on the subject.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean.
Ah, true that. True that. The snowmobile was in front of the main gate. This is one of those contradictions. What do you say? Aha! I didn't even have to point it out. Thanks, Godot. Thanks.
Order! Mr. Godot, why are you pointing out contradictions in the witness's testimony?
Let's just say I like things to be neat and tidy, okay?
Well, maybe... Sister Bikini missed it. Yes, maybe she didn't see it.
You think she missed it? That doesn't sound right. Huh. Whatever. Even I don't think this is decisive enough to warrant any more time or effort. It's just, you'd better be careful in your testimony. That's all I wanted to say. A smart little cookie like you shouldn't have any trouble understanding that.
Yes, sir.
What was that all about? Why would Godot want to give me a hint? I know, right?
Very well then, let's continue with the testimony. So you transported the body by snowmobile all the way to Hazakura Temple Courtyard.
Yes, I thought that way Mystic Maya would never be suspected. That's what I thought, anyway. And then I...
Okay, so I mean, not that I didn't think this was gonna happen already, but when he pointed out let me rewind my mind so I know what I'm talking about here. When Godot gave us the stone torch pillar, whatever it was called, the fucking no, that's gonna bother me if I don't remember what it's called. When he gave us the stone lantern, he didn't realize that it had Maya written on it, but when he did, it freaked him out a little bit because maybe that changed the story that he thought was what happened, and maybe, just maybe, he's gonna come to our side in the sense that because why would he want Maya to die, or at least Maya to lose here? You would think Godot would want Maya to not be dead. And he basically said it's up to you to make sure she stays alive, man. So I mean, assuming that she's alive behind that door, first of all, which I'm hoping to Jesus that she is, Godot is probably going to help us get there and find out, because maybe some of these details that he's helping us point out and stuff will lead us to the real truth, and he won't care if he loses. Just saying. Just saying. But anyway, I'm going to press this one again real quick because I wanted to ask her the further details on the other one. On the tracks, thank you. If you really did move her body by a snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right?
Well, yes, naturally, you would expect tracks.
This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
I see. Snow was still falling, huh?
And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony?
Bullshit! When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped? That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I'd like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony.
But does it have something to do with the case?
All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the records, sir. Huh. This should be fun. Okay. Let's get the snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we got a new statement in there as well. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. Okay, well, let's go ahead and press on this one first before we talk about that. Is that what you were doing when Sister Bikini saw you?
Yes, that's right. She probably thought the worst.
Probably. More like definitely.
I see. So Sister Bikini mistakenly thought you were the one that murdered Miss Donut.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. It's my fault that this case has gotten so confusing.
Okay, so that one I'm not even going to try to act like that's not true, because we have evidence that she did stab the sword into the body, or at least pull it out. So we know that much is true. We just don't know the circumstances or why or when, but we know she did that much. That much we can have, like, we have good proof and evidence for. So I'm not going to try to act like that's a contradiction. But anyway, let's press on this one. There have been a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true?
Yes, I am.
When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear.
That's right. I'm certain of it.
I think I've trapped her this time. I see how you think. Snow, huh?
What is going on here?
If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder, it'd mean there's a bigger hole in her story than that movie, The Grid Revelations. The Grid? Revelations? That's supposed to be making fun of the Matrix Revolutions? I wonder if that's what they're making fun of here. Anyway, there's a bigger hole in her story than that. Huh. Well then, Mr. Trite, perhaps you'd like to share your theory with us? Let's see what's up your sleeve, or rather, at the end of your index finger. Oh yeah, here we go. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of. To protect her goddamn dead sister, dude. Or her mom, one or the other. Anyway, okay. So, this is going to be the one we pressed. Guaranteed. or whatever. This is the one to be the one we're gonna fucking present something. So I gotta double check the time when the snow stopped and when the murder supposedly took place, so I can confirm this shit. Weather data, regional weather report. Here we go. The snow was going until 10:50. Okay, fine. That's fine. And the lightning struck the bridge at 10:45, which means if the murder took place, shit. The murder could have took place before 10:45 though. I suppose. Wait. 30 minutes passed before the fire starting and going out. Okay, so... Okay. There was snow until 10:50. We say she died at 10... From anywhere from 10 to 11. Okay. Do we have anything that... No. Prime photo. No. Okay, so... Let me line things up in my brain here. Okay, so... The point was that her body was put here when the snow had already been stopped. That we have proved, because the snow would be on top of her body when she was dead. Okay, that we got already. So that would make the murder, or at least the cover-up part, happening after it snowed. Or, you know, the snow's already done. And the snowmobile also had no snow on it, right? Right? The snowmobile also had no snow on it, which means... Or wait, did it have snow on it? No, I don't remember. Shit. Did it have snow on it? Shit. Snowmobile didn't have snow on it either, though. But that would mean the snowmobile was moved way later. Man, I have my times all jacked up. Why? The snowmobile didn't have snow on it, though. So what does that mean? So wait, what did we prove with the snowmobile before? I'm forgetting what we already proved. See, that's the part I was gonna fucking mess up. Okay, so we proved that the snowmobile definitely left before it stopped snowing, but came back while it was done snowing. Right? I think that's right. So if that's the case, then what? Sorry, my brain is not... It's not... I'm having a brain fart right now. Okay, so... If it left while it was snowing, came back when it wasn't snowing, because that's why the tracks are still there. When What's-Her-Face Bikini came back, she saw it there already. But did we establish that it left? No. She saw it there already when she got there. Huh. Man, my brain is like not even right now. Because the body should have been covered in snow. No. That lines up fine. But it didn't stop snowing until after the fire already happened, right? That's what it is. The fire was going on while it was still snowing. The fire started when it was still snowing. It didn't stop till after. Maybe that's what it is. I'm gonna present the weather and just see. Objection! Shit. That's not gonna be it? Shit! Seriously? Shit. Ah! God damn it. I did present that on the right one, right? By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. Wait, by the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. That's the contradiction. It is! Because that means the snow... Oh, that is it! Because if the snow had already stopped when the murder took place, that's bullshit, because the snow stopped right after the fire. The fire had already started. Horrible sketch. Do I have to present the fire? What do I have to present? The fire? I'm going with the fire. Objection! No? Shit! Fucking, what do I present? I know what I'm trying to present, but what do I present to prove it? Ah! What item proves this? What item proves this? If it wasn't the weather report and it wasn't that, do I just present the snowmobile? Maybe I just present the Schmo-mobile? I'm about to just present the Schmo-mobile and see what happens. Shit, really? Ah! Alright, one last one. I'm just gonna ride this one out because clearly I'm not seeing this. What the I mean, am I on the wrong track? I'm gonna present one more thing on this statement. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I'm gonna present the fucking picture of Elise's dead body because that's the only other thing. It's the only other thing I got. No? Shit! Alright, god damn it, dude. I'm doing terrible today. What am I missing? Ah! I'm missing something easy. Watch. It's gonna be so dumb when I figure this out. Ah! Frustrating. Future of the Master Crane tradition. Move the body from the inner temple myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back. I used the Shichito. By the time... Okay. Maybe... I know the problem. I know it is. I know it's because the fucking bridge was on fire by the time the snow stopped. That is right. But when the fuck do I present that? Do I present it on this one? No, fuck, not that one. This one? Snowmobile to carry it back? No. I dragged it behind... This has got to be it. I dragged it behind me all the way across the bridge, but that can't happen if it was on fire. I'm on the right track and I know it. Maybe I'm just presenting all this shit on the wrong goddamn thing. Okay, I'm going to try the weather report again because this is clearly stating that the fire was happening at the time that you're saying the snow had already stopped. So fuck you. Fuck you. God! Presented the right item on the wrong goddamn statement. God fucking damn it. I knew it. You claim that the snow had already stopped when this murder occurred, but I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible. What? Yeah, that's right, bitch. This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m., bitch. But you ain't good at math, are you? You couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time.
Why do you say that?
Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and had caught on fire, dumbass.
What did you say? The bridge, it was on fire?
You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? It was because of the lightning strike that the bridge burned down.
What? But it can't be.
Was she not in court yesterday? Did she not sit and watch the trial? What? We talked about this yesterday. How did she forget? It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of the real defense attorney, biatch! No! Sorry. I went to do the high voice, almost choked. Order! The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right, the inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world, bitch. There's no way she could have crossed the bridge. Body or no body. Please tell me this is the part where we get to the how the fuck the flying woman was flying. I hope that this, like, the next thing we get is, oh, she flew over the bridge while it was on fire. That's how. I hope that's what she says, and then we gotta figure out why the fuck.
Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will find you in contempt of court. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Objection!
The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Old man. Whoa, nice.
Me? How dare you?
Whether this witness lied or doesn't mean squat right now. Squat? Is this a squat? The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right?
Yes, of course, but...
Whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Donum was discovered in Hazakura Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini. Witness Iris desecrating Elise Donum's body. He makes a good point on both accounts.
That's right. I'm not lying.
What are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night, so my memory is still somewhat hazy.
Oh my god, what? You have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
Objection!
It is only human to err. If you're so perfect, Trite, maybe you can explain this for the court. What is it? When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. But somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick. Not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt-out bridge, but unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth.
It looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation.
You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth. Ah! Shit, so we gotta figure out how fucking the body flew across the damn bridge. Great. Fucking great.
All right then, witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
About what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that in your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Huh. Will this be her final testimony? God, I hope so. I'm dying over here, man. I'm dying. Dying.
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there's a way to cross a burning bridge?
Am I? I don't know. I'm still confused by this whole thing.
So it was just a misunderstanding, I see.
This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident. Huh. Okay.
It certainly was burned to a crisp. And one of the suspension wires is gone. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall.
Huh.
Clearly it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition.
Indeed. Indeed it would. Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder. Trite. I'm only going to say this one more time. It is only human to err. And only humans can spot the errors of our ways. The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. True that.
All right, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination.
Alright, so this is it, huh? This is all she wrote for this bitch. So we gotta prove her wrong right here, right now, somehow. Alright. Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. Okay. Tell me your things. Yes, but if the snow had already stopped when the incident took place...
I couldn't have crossed the bridge, naturally.
Okay.
But I think it's just like Mr. Godot said. The body did make it across somehow.
Yeah, it definitely did. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Okay. But you seem to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony. You said you were sure the snow had already stopped.
I'm terribly sorry. I was wrong.
What? Does she really think an apology is going to get her off the hook? Just like her stupid sister. Anyway, does it really matter that much? Yeah, it matters, dummy. This is no joke. You're giving sworn testimony in a court of law.
Well, Mr. Wright, let me ask you a question. Do you remember what the weather was like 1 week ago today?
Huh? Well, naturally it was, sorry, I've been in the hospital for a couple days, so shut your mouth.
You see, it's not that easy to remember, is it?
God damn it. But if it had been some kind of special day, I would have remembered. For example, it was pouring rain on the day of my elementary school graduation. Oh, God. No one wants to hear about your childhood traumas, Trite. What? What? By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. If you insist on obsessing over that one statement, let's see the proof. Show some evidence that the body somehow crossed the bridge while it was on fire. I mean, we have proof in the sense that we have a picture of what Larry drew, but we don't actually have exactly proof. I mean, I'm going to present Larry's picture. It's going to happen. It's happening. Well, I don't see why there couldn't be a way across.
Mr. Wright, don't you think that sounds a bit silly? A dead body crossing a burning bridge? anyone actually witness such a thing?
Huh. If there was, I don't think you'd call someone like that a witness. We called him that a witness yesterday. After all, a dream isn't the same as actually seeing something. I've come all this way, so I owe it to everyone to figure this out. But how do you transport a body across a burning bridge? Even if I don't know the exact answer yet, it's okay. I'll start by examining all my evidence and see where that takes me. I already know, man. I've got to be like a shark. If I don't keep moving, I'm as good as dead. Okay, so like the last fucking garbage I had to present, I have to figure out which statement to present it on, because clearly we got to present that stupid picture that Larry drew. Because we got somebody who witnessed somebody flying over the bridge while it was on fire. So how did that happen? There's another way to cross the bridge. I'm assuming this has got to be where we present it. Alright, I'm going for it. Here it comes. Yes! A dead body flying over a burning bridge? I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility.
What?
Huh. You're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air. I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Preposterous! I like that he went when he said it. That was awesome.
Who is it? Who is this witness?
Can't chicken out here. Gotta keep on the attack and go, go, go. Ms. Elise Donham's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice. I couldn't even say it without laughing. That is hilarious.
Brilliant?
Highly gifted.
Apprentice?
Remember what he said in his testimony. That night he was at the Mountain Shack Heavenly Hall, and that's when he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen this sketch before. Indeed. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? And you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument?
Uh-oh. The judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket. Ha! Well, Trite, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does this sketch prove anything? Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it. Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. Oh, trying to turn this whole thing upside down. Huh. If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with this sketch? Upside down? Why did Godot say that? Mother fudger. I know exactly how it happened now. Got it. Got it. Don't worry, guys. You'll hear in a second.
All right, then, let's hear your defense's theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show?
I don't think old Whiskerface is going to forgive any more mistakes. All right, Phoenix. Look carefully and think it over. The sketch drawn by Larice Donham is evidence of nothing, a complete contradiction, or exactly what happened. I think... Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and say it. He said turn it upside down. If the picture's upside down, which technically it is if you think about it, because those two wires that are hanging from the sides should be the wires that are under the bridge that support it. So the picture is upside down, and I didn't even think about that. So that means the girl is actually swinging under the bridge, not flying over it. And in the picture of the bridge that Godot just gave us, there is a big-ass rope hanging. So what we're saying is somebody straight fucking Tarzaned across with the body, or at the very least, they tied the body to a rope and swung it across, while on the other side someone pulled it up. Like, that would have took some crazy-ass, good-ass momentum. Wow, I'm blown away by it right now. I'm blown away. Unless the person who did it themselves just to get across. I don't know. I'm curious. But anyway, okay. It's exactly what happened, or it's a complete... I'm torn between these two. If it's exactly what happened, then it's upside down, but it's a contradiction because it's upside down. Shit. I'm going to go ahead and just say it's a contradiction because it's upside down. Yes, okay. Something is obviously funny about this sketch.
I'm no art critic, but even I can see that.
No. That's not what I mean, Your Honor. Larice Donham stated it over and over, that this sketch was exactly... Oh! He saw it upside down. I mean, he drew the picture upside down, duh, but he also saw it upside down because I didn't even think about the fact that he saw it when he was looking like that. I just figured we were looking at the picture wrong because, I don't know, we had it right side up or upside down, whatever. Anyway, that makes sense. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it.
It contradicts reality.
Huh. This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger-pointing thing again. Okay, Trite. So what exactly contradicts reality as we know it? Should we just pick the body, or should we pick the beams? Because the beams are on the wrong side, but also the body flying through the air. I'm just gonna pick this.
Take that!
It's the wire connected to the bridge. Okay, cool. Got it.
The wire?
Huh. Is that the thing that contradicts reality? Indeed it is, because it's on the wrong side. It is indeed. Then show us the reality it supposedly conflicts with. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality. Oh, okay. We have a picture of the bridge, right? Do we have a regular picture of the bridge? I think maybe the only picture of the bridge we have is the one that he just gave us. Yeah, that's all we got. Let's do it. Please be right.
That's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct?
Yes. Now, compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. Yep. But on the actual Dusky Bridge...
Jumping Jehoshaphat!
Oh my god, he said jumping Jehoshaphat. I would have never thought to see that in these games. The wires are below the guard wires! Bitch!
What? Order! This sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong?
Or perhaps he just drew it wrong.
Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong. With someone like Larice, I admit a mistake and it's a definite possibility. But then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was the reason? Are you saying you know the answer to that? Listen, think back, alright? Remember what Larice was doing when he witnessed this event? Sleeping. He was at the Heavenly Hall waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and waited, and finally he laid down. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Now ponder what sort of position Larice must have been in at the time. He was lying on his back, which is why he remembers the scene the way he did.
He was lying on his back. I can't see how it relates.
But it does, Your Honor. That is the reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down. Oh, he was laying down, dumbass. I mean, duh, but that's still weird. But anyway, no way. Larice Donham witnessed the event while he was lying on his back, face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down. Okay, wow. I didn't even think of the bridge being upside down in his picture, but that totally makes sense now. Holy crap. I am dumb for not even thinking of that sooner. Anyway.
So then, this sketch should actually...
I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Larice Donham's sketch is like this. There you go. This is how it should actually look. See, now the body's swinging from the rope by a foot. So somebody did tie the body. Okay, that makes sense. Anyway, the victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below. That's right. Just like a pendulum. But delicious. What did he say? Bodicious? Anyway.
Order!
Of all the things to say, a pendulum? The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. And a pendulum was the only way to get it done. Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff. Yes, that sounds about right. In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you need a rope at least 10 yards long. To get a rope that long, you'd have to plan ahead. Bitch, please. The lightning strike that night can only have been an accident, so it doesn't make sense that the criminal would have prepared the rope beforehand. So then, the criminal... They didn't have to get the rope already. The rope was already right in front of the criminal. What? I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there. Yeah, the wire itself. Remember, it was hanging there. I saw it in the picture.
In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. What makes you think the criminal had the rope on the hand to create that?
It's in the picture, dude, of the bridge. It's hanging there on the bottom. Don't you see it? It's right there. It's one of the cables. He even said himself. Because see, there's 4 cables. There's 2 on the left and 1 on the right, and the other one's hanging there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Done. Done. Suck it.
And the meaning of this is...
If you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard.
This is one of the wires from the bridge.
Damn right it is. When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. God, that was disgusting. Sorry. Holy shit, that was disgusting. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around at least Dome's body. Okay, this makes a little more sense than the flying thing, which I totally was stuck on the flying thing, but now it all starts to make a lot more sense. Interesting, though. Okay. Because there was simply no other way to move the body. He's gonna go, ha. Look. He's gonna spit it out. He's gonna spit it out. He's gonna spit it out. No? Maybe not. Well, he's enjoying the truth. I know this.
Mr. Godot?
Spit it out. Do it.
It seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on his coffee than answering my question. It seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high, so I suppose that's not an impossibility after all.
Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Trite. I wonder if you can prove what happened to us. Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum? Can I save it? No. Shit. The only thing we have about the pendulum thing, well, not just the pendulum thing, but the swinging thing, is that the body fell from 10 feet or whatever, right? So I could totally see that she got swung across, and when she made it across, it made her body hit the fucking ground or the wall or whatever really hard. And there's your 10 foot of damage that she fell. That totally does make sense. Maybe I'll just go with that then? Yes! Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Indeed. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple. Okay?
So then, that was the spot where the criminal...
Yes, precisely. Now let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here... Yes, it would. It would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point.
Did you say drop?
Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank.
What makes you think something like that happened?
Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance. Duh.
What kind of evidence?
Take a look at this autopsy report, bitch. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death.
10 feet, huh?
That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to the forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. I was also just going to say, that's why the crystal sphere was right there too, because it got knocked loose from the staff. So suck on all of this.
That's...
Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal, it's the one that came off of Ms. Elise Donham's staff. And even more important is the place where this crystal sphere was found.
Indeed, I believe it's already marked on this overhead map.
Exactly where we just fucking marked. Oh my god.
The crystal was found. Oh!
Precisely, Your Honor. In the very spot where the pendulum would arrive, if given the right amount of speed. Bah, bah.
This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with a way the body could have been moved that night. An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive.
Oh shit, what? When did that happen?
Mr. Wright?
Motherfucker. I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Godot?
God damn it, Mr. Godot. What are you gonna say now? That was a dark and bitter guess that you made, Trite. But you forgot about one thing.
Oh, and what would that be?
The aroma. Huh? A coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma. The rest of the court doesn't speak Coffinese. Can you elaborate a bit more? If the criminal had sent the body to the other side like you say,
Oh, jeez.
then naturally there must have been an accomplice laying in wait to catch it.
An accomplice?
The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge. So who collected the body? What do you have to say about that, Trite? Easy. That's an easy answer.
Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be this work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do.
Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice. Damn right.
Very well then, if you please, Mr. Wright. Who was the person that received the body on the Hazakura Temple side?
It was Iris. That part of the story is true. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It can only be you, Sister Iris.
Huh? Ah! But
I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed
Objection.
it. Uh-huh. Trite. Were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie was on cleanup duty in the inner temple garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath. Yeah, but then we would have found her there the next day, remember, dumbass? I haven't forgotten, but have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim.
Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in two different places at the same time.
Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony?
mention what?
The pendulum, of course. Using this sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I have established how the body was moved instead of using the burnt-out bridge, which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known.
No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum.
But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help, so you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris to begin with.
What? How can you say that, Mr. Wright?
What? What kind of nonsense is this?
You're saying this witness isn't Iris of Hazakura Temple?
Objection.
Are you serious, Trite? You mean this woman is? There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Okay. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach during the— Are you kidding me? No. Nope. Nope. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. Fucking damn it, dude. Are you serious? Are you serious? Did Iris actually channel her sister so she looks just like her sister but has the other demeanor? That would be a trippy fucking thing. I hope that's what happened. I hope Iris is channeling Dahlia right now and we're actually talking to Dahlia. That would be amazing. That's why she knows so much about— oh my god, dude. This is amazing. Alright, hold on. Let me see if I'm right here. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand, her real name is— okay. We are going to try it. There's no one else it can be. Because if it's actually her, then she has the same face. So, holy shit. This was not this is not a thing I actually thought would be in the courtroom. I thought this was all something that may have already, been part of this case, but I did not expect it to be part of this courtroom. room trial. Amazing. I never thought I'd have to utter your name again, let alone see you. It's been a long time. Dahlia Hawthorne. Ooh. Ooh. Get wrecked, bitch.
Hawthorne?
Sister Iris had a twin sister. And you're looking at her. Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne.
That name rings some bells. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless.
Huh. It's just your imagination, Gramps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne. Okay.
Oh yes, I remember now. That case, 5 years ago.
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine. Oh, God.
No, the honor is all mine. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. But, according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So what? Death has no meaning in this courtroom. Wait, what?
What?
Huh? Huh? What? That's true, though. If Godot technically died and yet he's here, so I mean that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense for him to say that line. Now that I really think about it.
Wait a moment. How can you... My sister, she's already dead. What kind of...
Bitch, please, don't even play me. You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of Karain channeling technique flows within that body.
The Karain channeling technique? Now where have I heard that?
That's right. You're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. But is she in... Wait. Is she in Iris's body right now, or is she in frickin' Maya's body? Dude. Is this Maya we're talking to right now? Holy crap. You know what? That's another thing I was thinking, that Maya ended up being the one that channeled Dahlia. But if we're talking to Dahlia right now, that means this is Maya? Holy shit. Okay. Let's see what happens. What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone, on the very night of the murder, to a temple where her twin sister Iris was. Well, if you're gonna put things that way, then yes. We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happens. It wasn't a coincidence, bitch. Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions.
What's that?
These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. And part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple. Two of them? Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, in other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time.
That means that Iris, the Iris that was at dinner, was the real Iris.
And the Iris who gave this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris. Meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple was someone else dressed her as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne.
Objection!
Do you even know what you're saying, Trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business. Yes, it's true that you found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris. But is it? What? What? How do we know that? Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled, would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike. Uh-huh. It was later, the body was moved by pendulum. That's right. Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real Iris. Are you with me so far? Yes. After being notified of what happened, the police came to Kazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center. Yes, I suppose. Can't deny any of that.
Phew, thank goodness. It looks like he's finally convinced.
Something still seems off. Way off. I'm still not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night. Huh. I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous. Like the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switched places?
Switched places?
Easily. Remember the part where we lost Iris? Totally switched places. Like, it's not even that hard to prove that. I mean, as long as we have something that can prove that. Do we have something? God, I hope so. Anyway,
To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand, but I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we can't continue with this trial.
Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia. Okay, so the fact that I said that this is actually Iris channeling Dahlia is wrong, which when I said it didn't seem right, but then it makes more sense that this is actually Maya we're talking to, which makes it even more insane. This is so jacked up. Which means they must have switched places somewhere.
Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances for us?
Yes, there has. There was one chance, definitely. Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance.
Oh, explain yourself.
Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown. Uh-huh. Unknown? What do you mean? What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely unsupervised. Edgeworth can contest to that, bitch.
Well, who was it? Who would give a murder suspect time to move about freely like that?
I'm sorry. I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. The person who gave Iris the chance to freely move about was... Sorry, Edgeworth. Sorry I'm gonna throw you under the bus like this, bro, but that's either this or Maya gets punked, so you're gonna have to take your licks, bro.
This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it?
Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not?
An earthquake?
Dude, I think I'm already putting this together in my brain again for like the millionth time, but if they had a chance to switch places, that means the real Iris is behind the frickin' door now that had 5 frickin' locks on it. And this is Maya we're talking to, who's channeling Iris. But why is she channeling Iris? That's the part I want to know. Or Iris, sorry, channeling Dahlia. Why did Maya channel Dahlia? Is it because she was afraid that Pearl was going to, because Maya's the one that actually found those instructions? I thought maybe it was Misty that found the instructions, but maybe Maya actually did. And Maya's giant mastermind behind this whole thing that we don't even realize. Wouldn't that be crazy? Or at least mastermind in the sense that she found it early on and went ahead and went with Pearl's plan to go here and all that shit. Anyway, let's stop talking about it. Let's get all the facts out there first before I start speculating more. Anyway, earthquake. Earthquake! Oh my goodness! The inner temple! This kind of tremor might kill us all! Yeah, we know. How could I? She fled. She escaped. No, she escaped! We went to the inner temple right away. And there she was! And it's true, Iris was already there, and then all of a sudden there was 5 locks instead of 1. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. And now it all makes sense. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit.
That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now see here! No judge in his right mind would consider the idea of spirit channeling
and... Be quiet. Uh-oh. Nope, there she is. There she is.
It's been a long time, Mr. Judge.
That voice.
Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Dahlia Hawthorne. And in my current profession, permanently retired.
Lies. Huh. So you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead.
Whoa, look at that face.
There's really nothing you can do to punish me.
What is going on here?
Dahlia Hawthorne. Never thought we'd meet again. And I never thought we'd meet like this. But this time, I'll end it. For her and for myself. God damn it, dude. Wow. What a day. What a day. How much more of this is there going to be? I mean, if we have established that this is Dahlia, now we got to prove that... I don't even know. And how the fuck did she... Why did Maya do the instructions? I don't get it. Was she doing it to protect Pearl? She must have been, right? And then not even realizing that it would all turn into the fact that her mother would get killed out of it? Or maybe Misty confronted Maya and told her all about it and told her to do it? I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure it out. What I want to know is why Maya is channeling her. And if it's not her, it's going to blow my mind even more if that's not actually Maya. Because now that I've come to the conclusion that this is actually Maya channeling Dahlia, then if that's not what it's going to end up being, it's like I said, my mind's going to explode. The only other person I can think it could be, it'd be Morgan, but I don't think Morgan has the power either, so fuck Morgan. She's in jail. Yeah, I got nothing else. I got nothing else today, guys. Next time on Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. No idea if we're going to get to the end anytime soon, but goddamn, things. Just stuff and things. I'm going to give myself a day or two to think about this one. So I will see you guys later. Peace!